What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Quiddler from Set Enterprises, Inc. This is for 1 to 8 players, ages 8 plus, and it'll take you about, 25 to 45 minutes to play. And in Quiddler, the short word game, you are going to be given a hand of cards, and you're going to be trying to spell words. You're going to be playing over a series of rounds, and each round you're going to get more and more and more cards to create longer words or potentially just more words down in front of you. It is a light, simple spelling game, but is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Quiddler. So first and foremost, we have a handy-dandy rule sheet, which is one really long piece of paper. The backside is just kind of advertisements for their other games, and it's pretty well done. I will say I wish it was laid out in maybe a different order. I feel like the order is a little bit wonky on how they explain things, but still, it's a well-done rule booklet that should have you up and running in no time at all. So in Quiddler, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be trying to score the most points over a series of rounds by creating words using these cards right here. These cards will have letters from the alphabet in them. Some of them will also have 2 letters in there, like CL, and I believe IN is in here. So those are going to score you a little bit more points as well. Also, you notice that each word or each letter is going to score you different amounts of points, because obviously using letters like Z and X and Q are going to be much more difficult than using letters like M and N. So, how does the game work? What you're going to do is you're going to be playing over a series of rounds. In the first round, each player is going to get 3 cards. And here's what you're going to be doing on your turn. There's going to be 1 card put down in the discard, like so. And you're going to take a look at your hand. You are going to draw 1 card, either the top card here or this card right here. And then you are going to try and play a word with the goal of going out. At the end of your turn, you have to make sure you discard your cards. So this is an outstanding turn for me, because I already have thin, which means I can just go ahead and pick up this F, and then I can go boom, thin, and then put that right there, and I would be out. I am out of this round, which means everyone else is going to have 1 more turn in order to play words. Now, there is one special quirk here. Normally, you absolutely have to discard a card at the end of your turn. But if someone has went out, then you can play as many cards as you want. You can play all your cards in your hand. So, what's going to happen now is everyone's going to be playing out their word, and then the round will end. How does scoring work, you ask? Well, first you're going to tally up how many points you put down on the table. The person who also has the longest word by themselves, using letters, not cards, is going to get 10 points. And the person who spells the most words is going to get 10 points. Obviously, in the first round with only 3 cards, you're probably not going to get too many of those. But, for instance, this round, I would probably score a very healthy 26 points, because I would have the longest word, most likely, with 4 letters, and I would have 16 points here on the table, so 26 points. So now what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle everything up, and then the next person is going to deal, and now this time you're going to get 4 cards instead of 3 cards, so you'll be able to spell a little bit more, and then 5 cards, and 6 cards, and 7 cards, and 8 cards, and you go until the final round in which everyone has 10 cards. Once you have completed the 10th round, you tally up the scores. Whoever has the most points will be the winner of Quiddler. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Quiddler from Set Enterprises, Inc. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, it's a spelling game, which obviously is going to be a turnoff to a lot of people. This is also your typical spelling game where if someone is better at spelling than you, then they're going to have a higher probability of winning. It's just that simple. There's nothing really to offset that aside from all the luckiness of this game. It's a very luck-driven game. If you happen to start off and you have a word in your hand and you're lucky enough to just be able to lay that whole word down, then you have a very good chance of getting the most points in that round, especially as you progressively go to the higher rounds. So, if you start off with Q's and W's and X's, you're probably not going to do too well that round, which is a little bit of a bummer. There is a lot of luck in this game. Another con that I have with this game is that it really outstays its welcome, especially at the higher player counts and even somewhat at the lower player counts. And what I mean by that is at the higher player counts, the game just stretches on and on and on and on and on. And yeah, do not ever play this with, I would say, more than 6 players. At least I would personally say that. But it's just too long of a game, period. The fact that you start at 3 cards, then go to 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 is just too long. They really should just chop it down to a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 round, in my personal opinion, because those first rounds, they just I don't know. They just have cheap moments, like you saw in the middle part, where I was just like, oh, I'm the first player. I spelled this word. Here we go. Round over. Everybody gets one more turn, and then we're done. We move on to the full round. I wasn't a big fan of that at all. Last but not least, and this is a nitpick, the graphic design choice, the font choice on the letters is a little bit weird. Some of the letters you can't tell what they are. You can easily look in the upper corners and the bottom corner to figure out what letter it is, but still, I feel like they should have used a better font. Continuing on to the pros, Quiddler's okay. That's the nicest thing to say. I had a little bit of fun with it. It is an educational tool to play with your children, but also with that being said, there are many other spelling games that are better than this game, and I would highly recommend those games over this game. Now, Quiddler does have the added bonus of being a mass market game, so you can get it at your Target, you can get it at your Walmart. It's going to be dirt cheap because it's mass produced. And it's okay, but for most people who are in the hobby, I just don't think this is going to do enough for you personally. I think you're going to want something with a little bit more meat in the bones, maybe another mechanism mixed in. So in the end, Quiddler, the short word game, is purely okay, and I can not recommend it. I don't think so. I'm not going to keep this one. I'm probably going to get rid of this one and play something that has a little bit more meat on the bones. But if you're looking for a lighter mass market style game that's easy to learn, easy to teach, Quiddler might be for you, but for me personally, not for me. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know. What's your favorite word game? For me personally, it is probably still Letter Tycoon. I really enjoy that game. But what is your favorite word game? Let me know. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.